walking the dog this morning. I was like, ouch, I had to literally do up this jacket and put this on like this. Yeah, this is Canadian winter for you. I'm done.
She looks like me earlier this afternoon. Winter returns, hitting the GTA with a blast of ice pellets, freezing rain, and snow, making for messy commutes.
And we're going to get an update on the road conditions, flight and transit delays, everything that you need to know to get home tonight.
Man, I'm in disbelief. I have shivers. It was insane. I can't believe it. So nice.
And Canada beats Czechia in the men's hockey quarterfinal to keep the country's gold medal dreams alive. Hello, I'm Arda Zakarian.
I'm Liz West. Welcome to Live at 5. The GTHA is dealing with the aftermath of a messy winter storm. Environment Canada has ended its winter storm warning. That's great news. But a freezing drizzle advisory is in effect, and minor ice buildup and icy surfaces are possible through this evening after the region was hit by a mix of snow, ice pellets, and freezing rain. There's also a snowfall warning for Durham and northern York region with 10 to 15 centimeters of snow possible, and it could be mixed with ice pellets.
GTA residents are dealing with the aftermath of today's storm while continuing to deal with a freezing drizzle advisory.
Let's go live to CP24's Phil Perkins. Phil, how's it looking out there?
Hey, Liz and Arda, we're at Yonge and Eglinton right now, just around the corner from Roehampton. Pretty busy place, a lot of businesses. We have schools, we have a gym, we have a movie theater. So a lot of foot traffic here, and it's still kind of slushy. We're dealing with, as you mentioned, the aftermath of all that freezing rain. It looks like the precipitation has chilled out for now. The roads, pretty good here along a big stretch of Yonge Street. Haven't seen any delays either on the Eglinton Crosstown LRT, but people still not driving to the conditions and people driving a little white-knuckled out there. I've already seen a near crash behind us here 5 minutes ago. Let's talk to Mario here. He owns a business here at Yonge and Egg. He owns a barber shop. How's it been walking around today? How are people coming in? Any foot traffic in, trying to get a lineup, trying to get a fade?
Well, this is Canada, so people move about how they could.
Yeah.
And it could be worse. But at we have to say, it is the north.
Right. It is. But yesterday it was 7 degrees, got a bit of a tease.
It was like waking up in another country this morning. I mean, what can we do?
Exactly.
Make the best of it. Yeah. Make our own sunshine.
You got to do it with your attitude, that's for sure. And so I'm not judging the fit, but you're wearing Jordan basketball shoes. They're white as well, white and red Canada colors. How are you walking around in those right now? Are they going to get scuffed up?
Just take it easy.
Right.
Just take it easy. Take your time. Be very careful. And you'll get around. Just take your time and be careful. That's all.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you very much, Mario. Appreciate it. All the best. All the best, sir. Indeed. Yeah, thank you. You do kind of have to make your own sunshine. Do you want to talk? No, okay, people. I'm just trying to wrangle as many people as I can just to talk about dealing with this again after yesterday, feeling like 7 degrees out there with the warmer temperatures. Just seeing how people are dealing with it. You have to take it day by day. Hello. Do you want to talk about all this fun slush real quick with CP24? 2 seconds? No? Hello, Team Canada. Do you want to talk about the weather real quick? No? All right, this pop. He's got a stroller. Hello, Dad with stroller. Do you want to talk about pushing it in this slush real quick with CP24? Takes 2 seconds? No? Hello, child. Okay, that's it. Everyone's on the move. Young and Egg. You know, young professionals, young families. People got places to go. No one's hanging around. But anyway, so yeah, it's nice. It's slippery. Not the best. You get a sneaky slip here and there. But as Mario said, walk with caution, drive to the conditions, and just be safe out there. Don't be in a rush. Pack a lot of patience, especially if you are going to be driving or taking any transit. Send it back to you, too.
Yeah, it's especially hard for people with strollers. I was walking past someone with a double stroller this morning, which literally takes up the entire sidewalk. And when the sidewalk's not clear, forget it. Someone's going over the hill. That was me.
Yeah, though that was me. I'm the stroller guy. I'm pushing the stroller and then pulling the sled with my older kid. Everyone hates being behind me. It's like being behind like 5 plows on the highway. You're no passing me. You have to go on the road.
All right, I'm not walking behind you. Thanks, Phil Perkins, for that report. And for a look at the impact the storm's having on the commute home, let's go live now to CP24's Steve Ryan. Steve, how are cars getting along? Is there any speed on the roads?
It's very slippery and very slow on the roads for sure. We have been out here all afternoon near 401 and Weston Road, and Albert's going to show you the salters right now. Now, this is the third or fourth time that I've seen these salters lined up in the southbound lanes of Weston Road. They've been very busy all day salting these roads, the plows as well. And these are the conditions that police talk about all the time when it comes to driving according to the conditions. I'm told, and I've experienced this myself throughout the years in policing, that these conditions are the ones that lead to the most crashes. And that's because not driving according to the conditions, and of course your stopping distance decreases with these wet conditions. So police advise to lower your speeds and to allow that greater distance between you and the cars in front of you, and that way you can minimize the chances of getting involved in a car crash. Now, earlier on, I did get reaction from people as they were making their daily rounds in this parking lot where we are right now, and here's some of those conversations. Let's listen. You were in Mexico last week, and now you're back at the snowstorm. What do you think of the snow?
What I think, I like the snow, so that doesn't bother me. I really enjoy it. Maybe because I was not here when you have like a minus 34, right?
Just the driving, I think, is different. People don't know how to drive in this weather. They sort of they act like as if they know how to drive, but people don't have any respect for anyone. Everyone's cutting each other off. I think people should just not drive today if they don't drive at all in the winter, you know?
One of the most important pieces of advice that we are getting from police is to remain in your vehicles if, in fact, you are in an unfortunate situation, if you are involved in either a property damage accident or a personal injury accident in your vehicle. Sergeant Schmidt of the OPP talks about this all the time, and he says that if your cars are drivable, get them out of the line of traffic, because that certainly does decrease the chances of a secondary collision from happening, and remain in your vehicles until such time that police arrive and or the tow trucks arrive as well.
All right, that's great. Great advice. That's Steve Ryan live reporting on today's commute.
And for more on how drivers can stay safe during these conditions, we're joined live by CAA's Nadia Matos. Thank you so much, Nadia, for joining us. What's your top advice for people today?
Well, a few people have said it. You know, it's really about getting prepared and driving according to those weather conditions. That means giving yourself plenty of extra time before you head out and making sure that whatever the posted speed limit is, that's not how fast you're supposed to be going. A lot slower than that. So really it is about driving about weather conditions, making sure you have your full lighting system on so other people can see you, and that you plan and prepare and stick to those main routes as much as possible, because those are the ones that are going to get plowed a lot faster than perhaps some of those side routes.
Nadia, what are the most common requests that you're getting right now from drivers?
Well, right now, about 70% of our calls are tow-related, which means that people have either gotten into ditches or kind of need some help navigating the snow and getting out. So those are the types of calls we're getting right now.
Nadia, can you tell us about the wait times?
Yeah, so far, I mean, not too bad. You know, generally when we have this kind of inclement weather, people do heed the warnings and stay home. Our call volume right now is reflecting that. We had just about 2,600 calls so far today, and on average we get anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000. So wait times is sitting around 46 minutes. So not bad at all for this kind of inclement weather. People are really heeding the warning and staying home.
And any difference with EVs in this weather?
You know, EVs pretty much, you know, it's the same kind of thing. You want to preheat your vehicles as much as possible. They do have a lower center of gravity, and so they happen to manage, you know, the snow and ice a little bit better than regular cars. But, you know, the same kind of precautions for yourself and getting ready ahead of time applies to people who drive EVs.
Thank you so much for this, Nadia. We appreciate your time. CAA's Nadia Matos.
Now let's check on the commute with CP24 traffic specialist Adjoa and Sayayebwa. Adjoa, are things running smoothly in the tunnels?
Oh, you know they're not running smoothly. Things are very slick and slippery still. We still have a little bit of light drizzle reported in areas, even though we've had 2 rounds of snowplows make their way through. And speaking of snowplows, before I get to these problems, watching a conga line of snowplows now. This is on the 401 westbound, making its way into Mississauga. They're going through the express and those collector lanes. Smart drivers doing the very smart thing, sticking behind the snowplow so they can do the cleanup, so that drive is a lot easier for your commute. Not the easiest drive, though, on the eastbound lanes of the 401. Dealing with this long-standing problem, eastbound 401 in the express lanes. This is just as you make your way through Mississauga Road. 2 right lanes blocked with this ongoing collision. Looks like we had one vehicle which actually had rolled over. That's not the case anymore. It's upright. They're trying to clear that scene. Also, if you're headed towards the 410, southbound on the 410 through Clark, it is a stalled vehicle that's blocking the right lane as well as the right shoulder. Bit of good news, it's going to be an easier drive, still a little bit slow, but problems have cleared on the eastbound Gardner through Park Lawn. It was a collision long standing in the 2 right lanes. It looks like it is all out of the way. And if you're traveling towards the northbound lanes of the 427, still looking at busy spots, but no problems anymore from Dundas up to the 401. And how to pick your drive on the DVP, take advantage. It never looks like this. It's looking really good as you head both north and southbound. We are dealing with problems that I can't see on the southbound lanes of the 400 at Lloydtown Aurora Road. It is a collision blocking the 2 right lanes.
This CP24 traffic report is brought to you by 407 ETR. Enjoy the journey with a stress-free commute.
We're going to send it over now to Samantha TC at the TTC Transit Control Center. Samantha, good afternoon. Just checking in to see if there are any issues because of this inclement weather that are hindering TTC line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or any of the surface routes.
Thanks so much, Adjoa. So things are shaping up quite nicely for us actually this afternoon. We have no delays reported on our underground subway lines, and line 5 and 6 are also moving well. Now looking over at our bus and streetcar routes, a handful of our bus routes are on detour, just avoiding those slipperier conditions in those side streets that are causing some issues for our buses. But other than that, things are shaping up well. With the wintry weather, however, though, there are some adjustments that we have made to service. So particularly with our express buses, we have converted all of those routes over to local service. So what that means for you is that it will be shorter wait times as buses will be coming more frequently to your stop, keeping our customers out of the cold. Now we have also placed 48 of our bus stops in icy areas out of service with the winter weather today. So if you are at a bus stop and you're unsure if it is in fact in service or out of service, you can scan the QR code or text the phone number at the stop. It will give you all information regarding the stop, and if the stop is out of service, where to board your next bus. Now to stay up to date with the latest, you make sure to visit us at ttc.ca or follow TTC Notices on X. And that's it for us at Transit Control, sending it back to the newsroom.
Thanks so much for this, Samantha. Today's storm is giving the newly opened Eglinton Crosstown LRT its first test on how it handles extreme weather.
Let's go live to CP24's Andrew Brennan. So what would you give it out of 10, Andrew?
Oh, I have to be journalistically impartial, Liz, so I'm not going to give it any grade. I'm just going to slide on the track that they've made here. But actually, hold on. How's the ride? Ride good? Yeah? Okay, so we got 2 yeses. Thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful day. That's about it. Yeah, the train is leaving. This is what the best we're gonna get. We got 2 yeses for a good commute. I just want to remind you know how Phil was talking earlier about the treacherous conditions. So we have one young man over there who's been shoveling this whole subway or this LRT stop. Here's great, and then I was going over here, and it is. I've been sliding a lot is basically what I'm getting at. But this man has been doing a great job on his own keeping the station clear. So as we were talking about what the commute's been like, it seems like the LRT's been doing good. You did mention before we had a few problems earlier on the Line 6 Finch West LRT, but those were largely mechanical issues and wrapped up with it took about a couple of hours, but as it stands, altogether been a decent commute for those underground as well. We may get a few more people coming off here and get the reactions, but one other thing to bear in mind for those that are going outside, the TTC had said that they're still in the warming up phase for the LRT Line 5. I know we've been waiting for this thing, depending on how you're asking, for generations, but we'll just see what people are thinking for its first real test of a winter storm. We got anybody coming off? This also is pretty indicative of how much people are using new fancy brand spanking new public transit. Hey, has it been a good ride today, commutes? I got 1 thumbs up. Can I get a thumbs up just in case for the camera over there? Thank you very much, guys. You have a wonderful day, and please keep watching CP24. You're gonna keep watching? I appreciate you. All right, gonna send it back inside. We got four thumbs up for the commute today.
All
back
right,
to you guys.
That was a big test today. It seems to me that the LRT passed. Thanks for that, Andrew. It's 5:15, -1, feeling like -6 outside. This is Live at 5.
The province will not commit to an opening date for the new subway line currently under construction in Toronto. We'll hear from the CEO of Metrolinx, the Premier, and the Mayor. Coming up next, stay with us.
The province and the city are celebrating a milestone in construction on the eastern portion of the Ontario line, but there's no opening date just yet for the transit line. Work is underway on 4 stations and a 3-kilometer elevated stretch of the track that's going to connect them. The target for the opening of the new line was 2031. It's now the early 2030s. Metrolinx CEO Michael Lindsay says testing and commissioning of the line will be needed after construction is complete.
And the hope is that all goes well. But we always have to make sure that we're ensuring safety and reliability, and that period of testing and commissioning is one that is a test by design. So I think I'm signaling to you that still the civil infrastructure of this project is complete along the same timeline. I'm just making allowances for the fact that just like we've been through on Eglinton and Finch, we're going to have to test this line with partners before we can confidently confirm what an actual service date is going to be.
And Premier Ford and Mayor Olivia Chow also on hand for today's update on this major transit project.
Crews have begun foundational, I should say, work on the stations, as well as a 3-kilometer stretch of raised track or elevated guideway that will connect these stations, while work also continues at the future site of Pape Station.
A trip downtown from Thorncliffe Park will shrink from 40 minutes to 25 minutes. Travel time from Pape and Danforth to the financial district will be cut in half. That's time back in people's lives where they could spend some time with their loved ones.
Premier Doug Ford says he's willing to work with Mayor Olivia Chow to revive the taste of the Danforth.
I miss the taste of the Danforth. So I will commit, and I'll talk to our friend, the boss there, to see if we could put money into, revitalize the taste of the Danforth. And Mayor, you aren't getting off scot-free. You put a little bit in, but we'll put a little more in. Because I remember going down there and it was like packed, probably 500,000 people. So we'll commit to that as long as we get partnership with our other colleagues.
The festival is normally held during the second week of August. It was canceled the past 2 years after organizers indicated they were dealing with financial issues. Mayor Olivia Chow says the city is working to bring the event back, and funding has been set aside in this year's budget.
-1, -6 degrees is what it feels like. This is Live at 5.
Coming up, we'll take a break from the snow and the slush and head to Dunedin, Florida for some sunshine and an update on the Jays spring training. It may be snowing here, but it's sunny skies in Dunedin, Florida, where the Jays are holding their 3rd full day of spring training.
Let's go live to CTV's Sean Leathong, who's in Florida right now. And what is it, about 24 degrees, Sean?
Yeah, it's 24 now. It's cooled off. It was 26 earlier, so we're getting a little bit chilly out here. I hate to complain when I know what you're dealing with. I may throw on a jacket. I think I got a little bit of a sunburn today, but that's neither here nor there. You guys have bigger problems than I have. And what I wanted to look at today is the relationship that Dunedin, the city, has with the Toronto Blue Jays. What is unique about the Toronto Blue Jays is they're the only major league team who have been in one city for their entire existence. This is the 50th season. The Jays have been in Dunedin. It will be their 50th season as an organization. And what we learned today is that the Blue Jays contribute some $200 million to the area economy. That's Dunedin and the area around. But also, we found out this year, when you see the signs everywhere, the Blue Jays logos all over the town, they're really in support of the team. But throughout Florida, we found out that there's been a 15% drop in Canadians coming to Florida through the first 3 quarters of 2025. I spoke to the local mayor, Mo Freeney, me about the insulation that they feel from the Toronto Blue Jays because so many Canadians come down here to see their team and how much the community has actually accepted that team. I also spoke to Blue Jays Andres Jimenez and Davis Schneider. Here's what they had to say.
Just driving through and seeing everyone's kind of the Vladdy's face and George's face, not my face, but everyone else's face up on the board. It's awesome. And, you know, walking downtown, it's such a great town to kind of walk and see all the Blue Jays fans out there.
When you get closer to the ballpark, you see all the Blue Jays and all the Blue Jays logo, and the people feels really familiar with the team, and we obviously feel that.
So 2025, it was about a $200 million estimated economic impact to the region. And of course, and we feel it here just in Dunedin. I mean, when the season's on, you know, everybody's walking around town and filling the restaurants and shopping in the shops. And it's a really key piece to our economic vitality as well.
So they had a massive party here last night. They had a Mardi Gras event in Dunedin, which was huge. And it was funny because you could see Blue Jays hats everywhere. They didn't just have their posters along the bars and in the shops. Many people here have actually become Toronto Blue Jays fans. Many people here are also making the trip from Toronto. So there's a real community feel. And what may be an event that rivals Mardi Gras is on Saturday when the Blue Jays have their opening game. And Mayor Mo Freeney says she's going to be throwing out the first pitch. She said she threw out the first pitch last year. It didn't go very well, but she's had a year to train, so she's hoping to do better. So it should be a good time here on Saturday, but we will be traveling back to Toronto to join you guys in the snow. Reporting live on Sean Leithong, I'll send it back to you.
Sean, you probably already knew this, but while the rest of us were celebrating and freezing cold on Valentine's Day, the people of Dunedin and all the Blue Jays fans were participating in a golf cart parade to welcome back the Blue Jays.
Yeah, they do a parade where everyone dresses up their golf carts. And what people may not know about this town is people drive golf carts around here like they're cars. You'll see them on the road. You'll be beside one at a stoplight. It's really something to see. So many of them dressed up their golf carts. They drive through Main Street in the downtown with Blue Jays logos everywhere. I got to see some pictures. And they have a contest. The 3 best get awards. They get to drive into the ballpark here and tour around the field. And I got to say, it was pretty good. It looked pretty good what they were doing. Not only that, they threw watch parties during the World Series last year. They opened this ballpark and the townspeople came. They got to sit on lawn chairs on the infield and watch the World Series, and they were riding the highs and the lows just like we were. They were just not wearing the bundled up clothing that we did.
Definitely the place to be. Thanks for that report, Sean Leithong. Live from Dunedin. It's 526, 1 degree. Feel like -6, though. This is Live at 5.
The GTHA is dealing with the aftermath of a messy winter storm. Environment Canada has ended its winter storm warning, but a freezing drizzle advisory is in effect. The latest on the conditions, that's coming up. Stay with us.
You more careful about driving. You gotta watch basically people around you, in front of you, behind you, give it more spaces, you know what I mean, and drive slow.
Winter returns, hitting the GTA with a blast of ice pellets, freezing rain and snow, making for messy commutes.
And we'll get an update on the road conditions, flight and transit delays, everything you need to know to get home tonight.
And Canada beats Czechia
I'm in
in the
disbelief.
men's.
I have shivers. It was insane. I can't believe it. So nice.
And Canada beats Czechia in the men's hockey quarterfinal. Go Guys to keep the country's gold medal dreams alive. This is Live at 5. Hi, everybody. I'm Liz West.
And I'm Arda Zakarian. Welcome to Live at 5. The GTHA is dealing with the aftermath of a messy winter storm. Environment Canada has ended its winter storm warning, but a freezing drizzle advisory is in effect. Minor ice buildup and icy surfaces are possible through this evening after the region was hit by a mix of snow, ice pellets, and freezing rain. There is also a snowfall warning for Durham and Northern York region with 10 to 15 centimeters of snow possible, and it could be mixed with ice pellets.
GTA residents dealing with the aftermath of today's storm while continuing to deal with a freezing drizzle advisory.
Let's go live to CP24's Phil Perkins. Phil, tell us what you're seeing right now on the roads.
Well, on the roads, I just saw a couple of City of Toronto plows make their way north on Yonge Street, but very clearly, I walked up Yonge for a little bit, and there's clearly some businesses, they haven't shoveled anything for the last couple of weeks, not just today, so it's kind of tricky out there walking, especially if you have strollers, if you're on a mobile device. Hello, real quick, on CP24. Come on down. Let's chat real quick about the weather. How are you dealing with it? Just simply walking, and you're wearing some winter-ish boots. Yeah. They look like they're getting drenched as we speak.
Yeah, not bad. I should say, like, it's not easy, but for the families with the, like, kids are really, really challenging, I should say. But I see that everyone is dealing with it anyways.
No, for sure. So after yesterday, I think that's what, the comparison is what's hurting people so much. Yesterday was 7 degrees, felt like spring, and then you wake up, like someone said last half hour, it's like you woke up in a different country.
Yeah, exactly. we thought like, okay, we can go out without our jacket, you know, like, and today, bam, again, like, here you go.
I was saying earlier today, it's like every day is like a different method of making us answer some kind of question. So today we had to, you know, dress up not just for cold, but for getting rained on as well.
Exactly, and it's snowstorming and the wind is so harsh, and yeah, it's really challenging, I should say.
So how do you compartmentalize it day after day? Like, how do you deal with it? You know, warm weather, consistent, it's not for a couple more months. So how do you deal with this mentally?
Yeah, that's my first year moving out from Italy to here. So I should say I really miss Milano in this moment. So, but I love it here. Actually, I see like everything is working in the same time. I love it.
Bit more dependable time-wise than Milano? Is that where you're from?
Yeah, somehow, half, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. So are you watching these winter games being like, I could have just stuck around. I could have stayed there for free and watch all this.
Exactly. I just wanted to be there, yeah. I feel like the same thing here is happening. Like, I'm going on the snow, like, yeah.
You're like one of the athletes. All right, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Well, enjoy your first winter, and Italy's doing great in the winter games, and Canada's doing okay. Thanks so much. Ciao. Oh, I felt like I was on vacation there just for a second, guys. Just thinking about that. Milano, Cortina, like their winter looks okay. It still looks pretty. Still beautiful out there with the snow. We got a lot of slush and blah, and it's gray and brown now. But yeah, thoughts? I'm gonna put my head in Italy. That sounds pretty good. I'll take that.
Thank you so much, Phil. I miss Milano too. I've only been to the airport, but I miss it.
I like every part of Italy.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Now, the snow has made for a challenging day on the roads. This was the scene at the 404 and Steeles. Vehicles struggled on the ramp after plows passed. CAA's Nadia Matos tells CP24 they received so many calls from motorists after they got stuck today.
You know, generally when we have this kind of inclement weather, people do heed the warnings and stay home. Our call volume right now is reflecting that. We had just about 2,600 calls so far today, and on average we get anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000. So wait times is sitting around 46 minutes. So not bad at all for this kind of inclement weather. People are really heeding the warning and staying home.
Let's check on the commute now with CP24's traffic specialist, Adjoa and Yeboah. Adjoa, have you seen any cars slip and slide?
Yes, I have. I've seen more than 10, maybe 20. There's been a lot of slipping and sliding going on. And if you're making your way out, even though it's getting easier and the freezing rain is starting to subside, do not be deceived. Still drive according to these winter road conditions, which equals driving slow. Was watching a problem, and as me and Arda were talking about slipping and sliding, a vehicle just cleared. So this was on the 403 westbound, just south of the 401 in the Collectors. Collision involving two vehicles. It was the right lane and shoulder that was blocked. Everything cleared, but the backlog still remains. Headed towards the 401. It looks like long-standing problems still with us. This is the eastbound 401 in the Express. Just past Mississauga Road, two right lanes still out with this ongoing collision, and we still do have problems. This is on the 401. It's the westbound 401 collector ramp that takes you to Islington. It looks like the center lane of that ramp is blocked, but heavy tows arriving on scene, and they're just hooking up this truck. If your travels take you towards the Don Valley Parkway, it's getting lighter and lighter, especially on the northbound sides. Never like this during rush hour. But delays are just there from Winford as you head up towards the 401. Still have border problems if your travels take you towards Aurora on the southbound lanes of the 400 through Lloydtown Aurora Road. It is a collision that is blocking the left lane. Now I'm going to send it over to Samantha TC at the TTC Transit Control Center. Good afternoon, Samantha. Any issues because of all of this inclement weather impacting TTC?
Thanks, Adra. So I'm happy to report that things are moving quite well for us. No delays on our underground subway system and no hiccups to report on line 5 or 6 for now. Now looking over at our surface routes, we have made a few adjustments because of the winter weather today. So first off, we have converted all of our express buses over to local service. So that means express buses will stop at all local service stops, meaning you will have shorter wait times and a quicker commute. And now we have also placed dozens of our bus stops out of service in icy areas. So if you are at a stop, make sure to either scan the QR code with your phone or send a text to the number on the stop pole. From there, it will give you more information about the stop, if it is out of service, and where the next closest in-service stop is located. Overall, though, things are moving quite well for buses and streetcars. A few of our bus routes are on detour because of the icy, snowy conditions, but other than that, nothing major here to report. Now, to stay up to date on the latest, make sure to check us out at ttc.ca. I'll send it back to you guys in the newsroom.
Samantha, thank you so much for this.
And today's storm is giving the newly opened Eglinton Crosstown LRT its first test of how it handles extreme weather.
Let's go live to CP24's Andrew Brennan. Andrew, you got 4 thumbs up earlier. Any more since then?
Yeah, I mean, I ran out of thumbs. Actually, I ran out of thumbs before 4, but, you know, biology. We'll deal with that later. Emma actually just got off the LRT, so she's going to give us our grading scheme this time. So, Emma, you were coming from Don Mills. Tell me a little bit about what the ride was like today for the first time in the snow.
It was nice. It was smooth. Yeah, it didn't take too long.
Well, I don't doubt it. Actually, okay, cameraman Tom, can you do me a solid and point that way for a second? The reason being is that is definitely going faster than I thought that these trains would. They were supposed to be only going capped at roughly 50 kilometers per hour during the initial couple of weeks as they were ramping up service. Let's not forget when we were told about this February 8th magical date for the LRT finally opening. Do you remember that, Emma? They said February 8th last minute, but they also said there's going to be less trains during the day. It's going to stop at 11:30. Do you remember those announcements?
No.
Maybe you should watch CP24 more. maybe. But since you're on CP24 now, you're basically part of the family. So as we send it back inside, is there anything you want people to know about what the commute's been like? Has it been slippery? Has it been challenging in any way?
Well, it's a bit slippery. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we thankfully have a green light now, so why don't we go across the street safely and soundly and get there together, and we'll send it back inside at the same time. Yes.
I'll tell you, I wish I was on a track
it's not really like
today, Andrew. We should all be on tracks, not having to worry about our wheels. Thanks for that report.
And we spoke to Toronto Pearson spokesperson Sean Davidson about the impact the storm has had on operations at the airport.
As about 4 p.m., we're looking at about 103 arrivals, 102 departures, and that number is going down as the afternoon goes out. But I'll just step out of the way so you can sort of take a look at where we are here out on the airfields. Right now, no snow or rain or freezing rain coming down, but as of about 1 o'clock, we've seen 5.6 centimeters of snow. And I mean, that doesn't sound like a lot, but you can see right here by one of the gates, a massive pile of snow that will go into our snow melters throughout the afternoon to keep these gates clear.
A lot of snow there, and fortunately only minor injuries after a school bus carrying 40 children crashed south of Woodstock. Provincial police sharing an image of the bus that crashed into a ditch off of Old Stage Road. That was just before 9 o'clock this morning. 4 kids taken to hospital with minor injuries, and police believe poor weather was a contributing factor in the crash.
5:40 -1. This is Live at 5.
And could the Taste of the Danforth dish up a return this summer after being canceled the past 2? Well, we'll have an update on the future of the festival next. A man is in hospital after a shooting in North York. It happened just after midnight at a townhouse complex near Driftwood Avenue and Jane Street. Paramedics say the victim was taken to hospital with serious, potentially life-threatening injuries, and police say the victim is now in stable condition. They haven't provided suspect information.
The province and the city are celebrating a milestone in construction on the eastern portion of the Ontario line, but there's no opening date for the transit line. Work is underway on 4 stations and a 3-kilometer elevated stretch of the track that will connect them. The target for the opening date for the new line was 2031, but it's now in the early 2030s. Metrolink CEO Michael Lindsay says testing and commissioning of the line will be needed after construction is complete.
And the hope is that all goes well. But we always have to make sure that we're ensuring safety and reliability, and that period of testing and commissioning is one that is a test by design. So I think I'm signaling to you that still the civil infrastructure of this project is complete along the same timeline. I'm just making allowances for the fact that just like we've been through on Eglinton and Finch, we're going to have to test this line with partners before we can confidently confirm what an actual service date is going to be.
Premier Ford and Mayor Olivia Chow were also on hand for today's update on the major transit project.
This is a perfect example. I always say I don't give 2 hoots about political stripes, and I don't. This is what happens when you collaborate municipally, provincially, and federally.
This project also strengthens the entire network with connections to Line 5 and Eglinton Crosstown and more than 40 transit services. The Ontario line will ease pressures on our busiest stations and reduce crowding system-wide.
Premier Doug Ford says he's willing to work with Mayor Olivia Chow to revive the taste of the Danforth.
I miss the taste of the Danforth. So I will commit, and I'll talk to our friend the boss there, to see if we could put money in to revitalize the taste of the Danforth. And Mayor, you aren't getting off scot-free. You put a little bit in, but we'll put a little more in. Because I remember going down there and it was like packed, probably 500,000 people. So we'll commit to that as long as we get partnership with our other colleagues.
The festival is traditionally held during the second week of August, and it was canceled the past 2 years after organizers indicated they were dealing with financial issues. Mayor Chow says the city is working to bring back the event, and funding has been set aside in this year's budget.
Another Conservative MP has crossed the floor to join the Liberals. Prime Minister Mark Carney says he's honored to welcome Matt Généreux to his caucus. The move comes after the Edmonton MP announced a few months ago that he planned to resign his seat. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says Généreux is betraying voters in his Edmonton riding.
The massive winter storm that hit our region last month appears to have had a big impact on home sales. The Canadian Real Estate Association says home sales in January fell by more than 16%. That's compared with a year earlier. The association says the drop was driven primarily by the Greater Golden Horseshoe in southwestern Ontario, suggesting the dip was probably more about the storm than lower demand. The national average sale price in January was nearly $653,000. That's down 2.6% from a year earlier.
A hospital in Toronto says it's the first in the province to start using artificial intelligence to try and reduce emergency room wait times. North York General is using an AI tool called Smart ER Zones. It alerts staff when a patient has been waiting longer than a set amount of time. It then shares recommendations for other areas of the ER they can be relocated to that have more capacity. North York General has one of the busiest emergency departments in Ontario. It says Smart ER Zones underwent extensive testing and all care decisions remain with clinicians. It's now 5:47 -2. This is Live at 5.
And Kevin, we're going to take a break from the snow and the slush. We're going to head to Dunedin, much warmer in Florida, for some sunshine and an update on the Jays spring training.
Welcome back. It may be snowing here, but it's sunny skies in Dunedin, Florida, where the Jays are holding their third full day of spring training.
All right, let's go live to CTV's Sean Leathong, who's in Florida. No drizzle there, is there?
Nothing at all. Clear skies here. A little bit of cloud cover and a slight breeze moving this way. I gotta say, it's quite comfortable. Word of your snowstorm has reached South Florida, and we are sorry for what you're going through right now. I feel for you. I will be flying home tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. But right now, We're focused on the Blue Jays, day 3 of training camp today. And one thing that was neat that we got to see this morning is John Schneider was working on some infield drills with the team. And we got to see the manager really work directing traffic around. And we've also been focusing on what goes on in Dunedin and around this area while the Blue Jays are in town. Now, this town is a Blue Jays town. You can see everywhere you go in the downtown core, there's Blue Jays logos everywhere. There's photos of the players hanging from lampposts along Main Street. And they really focus on supporting this team, not just through the spring, but through the entire season. They actually had watch parties during the World Series last year where they opened up TD Ballpark here and people were able to join. And also, they have a parade. They have a golf cart parade that was just this past Saturday where many of the locals dress up their golf carts in Blue Jays colors, Blue Jays logos, and the best 3 are actually given some awards. So the players get to see this where so many people come down here, but so many locals support the team. We talked to the mayor, Mo Freeney, about what they see as far as an economic impact here. We also spoke to Andres Jimenez from the Blue Jays and Davis Schneider. Here's what they had to say.
Just driving through and seeing everyone's kind of Vladdy's face and George's face, not my face, but everyone else's face up on the board. It's awesome. And, you know, walking downtown, it's such a great town to kind of walk and see all the Blue Jays fans out there.
When you get closer to the ballpark, you see all the Blue Jays and all the Blue Jays logo, and the people feels really familiar with the team, and we obviously feel that.
So 2025, it was about a $200 million estimated economic impact to the region. And of course, and we feel it here in Dunedin. I mean, when the season's on, you know, everybody's walking around town and filling the restaurants and shopping in the shops. And it's a really key piece to our economic vitality as well.
So there had been some noise made about Canadians traveling to Florida. We found out that there was a 15% drop in the first 3 quarters of 2025 of Canadians coming down to Florida. Mo Freeney, the mayor, says, we're not feeling that here because the relationship between the Toronto Blue Jays and this town, she says, they're like family. One of the local bar owners, I talked to her, she said, our Canadians, she refers to them as our Canadians, the people who come down and visit them. She said one thing is that they are coming back in normal numbers, but they may not be staying for quite as long. Liz and Arda.
Sean, you mentioned you're coming back tomorrow. How will you be spending your last night in this home away from home?
Liz, I can't tell you that. I think my job would be, no, I'm just kidding. We're probably going to go straight to bed. We're going to study up on snow removal. That's the stories we'll be doing for the next week or so as dedicated workers of Bell Media and CTV CP24. That's where our focus will be. We might go to a restaurant at the beach and have dinner. Who knows?
Okay, have some seafood. Enjoy yourself, Sean. Thanks.
Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah.
The countdown is on, Sean.
That's Sean Leithong live from Dunedin.
It's 5:54 -2. This is Live at 5.
And coming up, Canada earns a 4th gold medal at the Milano Cortina Games. That's after short track speed skater Stephen Dubois won the men's 500-meter competition. We really are on a roll. Canada has won another gold at Milano Cortina 2026. Stephen Dubois winning the 500-meter speed skate, and it's the first gold medal of his Olympic career. He already won a silver medal in the mixed team relay at the Games. Canada now up to 14 medals in Italy, including 4 gold.
And Canada added a bronze in women's 3,000-meter relay this afternoon. The team of Kim Boutin, Courtney Sarrault, Florence Brunel, and Danae Blais all finishing behind the Italians and South Koreans. Canada has reached the podium at every Olympics in this event. Sarrault is also the first Canadian woman to win 4 short track medals at a single game.
Yeah, that's a celebration at the Dog and Bear on Queen West after Canada defeated Czechia in men's hockey, keeping their gold medal dreams alive. And ours. Former Leaf Mitch Marner, he was the hero. He scored the game winner to give Canada a 4-3 win in the quarterfinals.
Honestly, we were. Nick Suzuki came through. That was incredible play. Marner, insane. I can't believe it.
Mitch Marner, of all guys. We're watching in Toronto right now. Well, what's going through your mind?
Man, I'm in disbelief. I have shivers. It was insane. I can't believe it. So nice.
Yeah, you think it's automatic that we're going to be in the gold, the semis and the gold, but in reality, you still have to go through, these teams that have some of the best players they've ever had. I mean, Germany had an incredible team this year. Pasternak, Dostal's been amazing for Anaheim this year. They're very good teams that you have to get through, and today was a reminder of that, and I think it was the adversity that we needed to prepare us for these medal rounds.
Canada trailed 2-1 and 3-2 in the game before Nick Suzuki tied things up with 3.5 minutes left, and Marner won it in a minute 22 into OT. Canada will learn its semifinal opponent later today. It's 5:59 -2. This is Toronto's breaking news, CP24. The GTA is under a freezing drizzle advisory tonight. Thank you for watching. CTV News at 6 is next.